Nice.
All right. Here we go. Let's do this. Guys, we need to carry over the juju from yesterday's pod. Dave and I went live on Dub Club TV for the first time. We went 14-6 on the picks we gave out. A nice 70% hit rate on the on yesterday's pod. I'm not sure that this is the best slate to try to recreate that magic, but we're going to give it a shot. All right. Before we get started, want to remind everyone of the special promo we've got going on with props.cash. To give PTM viewers 50% off, not the usual 25, but 50% off their first month using code PTM50. You all see us using props.cash on every podcast we put out. So take advantage of the opportunity to try it yourself at 50% off using code PTM50. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
Pretty excited for some hockey tonight. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's your night, Tim. It's one football game, one NBA game, and a whole slew of NHL games.
There's only one NBA game today.
Only one, yes.
I haven't even looked yet.
We're getting.
All right.
And luckily, we got Jordan here. It's his Mavs playing, so that's good. It's good that we got Jordan on for that.
Nice. But I hit that sweat free, so I think I can take some time from I can take about a week off of NBA.
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
It's a sweet hit.
There is one.
We were
in the way. Yeah, I was like, does he have one more? And then he hit it. And we hit the diet one, which is like +3 something. And then we were like, one more? And then he hits that dagger, and I was just like, perfect, dude. It's like a $700 3-pointer.
Just like text you like LFG, let's go. Like,
yeah, dude.
It's so awesome.
That's always fun. Cash and bets is fun. We did a little bit of it last night. I sent two versions of the same builder. It was like one player different. So counting it as 2 wins feels a little cheap, but we did hit them both. And then tonight's a little bit bigger of a slate. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but do you want to pull up the points thing on props?
Let's do that.
If you've been involved with us at all, you know that Mark Schauffele and Kyle Connor are just absolutely nasty at hockey, and they play hockey again tonight. And so they're 2 of the ones I'm looking at going up against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay only gives up a little over 3 goals per game. But this one feels like both sides. Kucherov for Tampa Bay, which is pretty chalky, but to have 1 point, and then Schauffele and Connor.
All right, hold on. What game we talking about here?
Go to the Jets, not the New York variety, the Winnipeg variety.
Yeah, we're not talking about the New York Jets anymore here.
Yeah, then switch from shots to we don't need to talk about them.
No.
And how I started Devontae Adams.
Points,
and
you said?
Rodgers.
Yeah,
points.
All right. Right here?
Yep, that's our guy.
Not Xander. Now I get it. All right.
Yeah. Different guy.
Okay.
I'm using him in the smack tonight, and I believe I'm using him in another play.
Wow.
This is just I like the stack of him and Kyle Connor, which just like last year we were doing the when they're on the same line, they play on the ice together a lot. It's often that they're involved in the same goal, like the Quinn Hughes, JT Miller line from Vancouver, which we rode like just the ultimate wagon the playoff. I think we hit 12 games in a row, just stacking the 2 of them at plus money. And then the newcomer to the group, not newcomer to hockey, Walla pointed out, we were looking at 2 guys tonight. Timmy Stools is a guy I talked about here too. This is in the Ottawa game, another Canadian team, but not against the Jets. And I like him for a point as well tonight. And he's playing with Claude Giroux on the same line. And Giroux's been firing the puck. We found a little bit. This is in the Ottawa Senators game. Ottawa.
Okay.
So you guys need to become at least proficient enough as I am with
players.
NBA. Yeah. Well, actually, maybe not NBA level. That might be a little bit of work, but Ottawa's going up against Philly. Philly gives up a lot of goals. As you can see, they're 29th in the league, over 3.6 per game. Giroux has not been, look at his head-to-head, though. There's a little bit of a revenge narrative here.
Wow.
So I really like Timmy Stools to have a point in this game, in this hockey event. And Walla was mentioning maybe I like Giroux's shots at his 1.5.
Stools. Look at that. Fancy.
Yeah. And then so if you take him 1+,
there you go.
He's got that 1.5. Yeah.
Head to head
and then
as
being
well.
the same line together. There's 5 skaters on the ice, three guys can record a point on one goal. And so we love it when like a JT Miller, Quinn Hughes, and we were doing Besser for a little while on the power plays last year.
Mhm.
Three dudes can score on one goal. So I may work in a little Giroux 1.5 shots and Timmy 1 point. So if you look at his shots on goal, look at
Wow.
he's been firing it. And here's a little thing: go to the odds side, where the different books,
Yeah.
instead of the verses. Underdog, which I don't have here. Oh, it went up to 2.5. Okay, never mind. Get rid of that.
Okay.
I like his 1.5 shots, and if you wanted to pair that in the same game with Timmy, and then if you want to get a little bit of a long shot, you could do them both to score a point with them being on the same.
Tim was for
same line.
Tim was for shots on goal as well.
Timmy's for points.
Oh, for points.
So we like him to score a single point, which is an assist or a goal.
Mhm.
He scored last night against Toronto. I like to keep that momentum going.
Okay. And then Giroux was
then-
a point or a shot on goal?
Either way, the point
Okay.
at -130, if you paired that with Timmy, you're going to be at like +180. You
Mhm.
might even get +200. So it'd be a bit of a longer shot. His 1.5, if you take that at 188 and Tim at 2, you'll be at probably +110 range.
All right.
So if you do the 2 shots on target, 1 point, that's probably a playoff send out. I've been messing with it a little bit before we hopped on.
Gotcha.
I had to go get lunch too, so I had to take a little break, you know.
Understandable.
Let's cover one more game, and then in the Discord I'll get into more details. We recorded a little video last night. If you're in the Discord, go check it out, of just how I'm betting these and then mixing in the long shots. I didn't listen to my own advice and did not split my unit and bet that long shot, so I cashed it out at a nice profit. But if I would have left it play, that's a perfect example of where you can kind of play both sides. So we'll get something like that together. But let's go to Florida, and we're gonna talk about my guy Sam Reinhart, who is just an absolute beauty.
Where are we? Florida. There we go. Against the Devils. All right.
The Devils of New Jersey.
There we go.
Yeah, and we're gonna look at his points as well. He's been scoring a ton. He was that guy I sent you guys the other day when we were joking about the mega whales.
Yeah.
And he scored. So I do like him to score. New Jersey's defense has been pretty tight, allowing 2.5, 2.6.
Yeah, a lot of red there.
The Florida top line is pretty matchup. It does not really matchup dependent, you know, at this point. If you see what Sam's doing, I really like Sam in this game for Florida at 1+ point, and then Jack Hughes on the other side for the Devils. These were two of the goal scorers we had in that big parlay that hit. But these two to score a point, I think I sent that out already in here, but I believe it's plus. I think you're getting +114 for the two of those.
Nice history against Florida.
Yes. So those are those are two of the guys. Like if people are going to score points, Florida's given up 3. The Devils are giving up 2.5. So there's definitely room for goals. And if anybody's going to be involved in a goal, Sam's at the top of the list. So that's kind of what I'm going here. They're all very chalky, but I'm looking at who's going to be shooting, who's going to be involved in the scoring. And between those 3 games, there's a couple later games where I like people. Obviously, Nathan McKinnon, but like at 500, -500 for a point, he can only be worked into like a 3-leg builder kind of thing.
Yeah.
But between the 3 of these, if you take Shoffley and Connor, you take Sam and Jack, you take Tim and Claude, or Tim and Brady Tkachuk in that game, any of those, you get really solid odds on at least FanDuel, where I'm looking right now. I know Hard Rock has pretty ones too.
That's
That's what
nice.
I'm
So
looking
that's
at. I'll
basically
put
2
together
legs.
something-
That's 2 single same game parlays. I mean, 3 same game parlays, right? 2 legs from each. Yeah. I like that.
And if you put them all
Nice
together,
symmetry.
you get like a
that's what I'm talking about, putting them all
Sometimes
together.
having them, if you put them on separate teams, you get better odds, but you got to score 2 goals. So if you can get players on the same team, you could score. You know, if you have 3 same games, you could score all 6 players in 3 total goals. That's one of the beauties. That's why this game's awesome.
Debatable.
So that's what I'm looking at right now. There'll be more, but that just the initial look going to the studs, you know.
Yes, sir.
Excited
All
for
right.
tonight.
That's, I think, the longest NHL segment in the history of Prop the Mic. Good job, Tim. Well done. Well done.
I'm gonna keep
But let's.
dragging it out too.
We made it to 10
Like
minutes on
every day, we're just gonna
NHL.
get a little longer, little longer. Hell
All
yeah,
right.
dude. Hey, getting money.
Let's go over to basketball. Let's talk a little NBA. Only one game tonight. We've had like monster slate after monster slate. I'm sure we'll get another one tomorrow night. I think we got more in-season tournament games or Emirates Cup games, are they called now, tomorrow. So we got a little breather tonight, and we get Jordan's Mavs going into Utah to play the Jazz. Dallas are 9-point favorites. Total is nice at 232. Jordan, what were you liking in this game?
Yeah, I like Kyrie to start. He's really turned things on for the Mavericks. The Mavericks need a win tonight. I think they're 4-5, drop below 500. I think they're just really going to need a win. I like Kyrie, a little builder for him, 20 points. So if you look at his matchup, the matchup is pretty nice too. I think, looking at, Utah defense, shooting guards, I think he's more of a shooting guard than a point guard. I don't know. It's kind of him and, Luka take their turn, but
Yeah.
I would say probably
Yeah, put him in with
him
the
to be
shooting
more
guards.
shooting guard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so look at the points, rebounds, and assists matchup.
A lot of green there, man.
Points. Yeah. Yep. 22nd rebounds, 21st assists. So I'm taking him 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. That's what I'm going to play him for tonight. I think that comes out to plus 113. For 4 assists, he's hit that in 8 out of 8 in his matchups against
there you go.
Utah, which we love that. Rebounds, if you want to move the rebounds down to 3, I actually think that's a good option. I don't know what that's going to get us to odds wise. 20 points, he has done that in 5 out of 8 matchups. But he's taking a lot more attempts so far this year. In games where he's the 3 games that he's missed, he played below 30 minutes in all 3 of those games so far this year. And I expect him to play 30 plus tonight because they need a win. I think that they're going to try to, it's a 9-point spread. I think that they're going to try to get like up plus, 15 or more, and so as to not let Utah back in this game. So I could see him. I just did with 30 plus minutes, he's cleared 8 out of 8 so far this year. And so that's why I like that 20 plus points play as well. And the matchup is just great. It's a great matchup versus Utah. Should be a fast paced game, lots of scoring. Yeah, I like looking at that 30 plus minutes.
Sorry,
you have it on head to head still.
Yep, there you go.
But yeah, if you just go to
there it is.
So far this season, yep, he's cleared every single game. I think he's going to get 30 plus minutes. I don't think PJ Washington's going to come back. This is a game the Mavericks I think need to win, but I don't think they need to win it bad enough to where they risk, PJ, tweaking an injury still.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah, I think he sits tonight.
It's a right knee sprain for him. I don't think they're going to try to risk a knee injury for somebody who's such a pivotal piece for them in the long run. So I don't think there's going to be PJ tonight, which should mean more Kyrie minutes.
Yeah, we have in our model, we have Kyrie projected for 36 minutes tonight. And just to call up, one of the plays that was really popping out in our model was his rebounds. So I actually don't even think you need to take it down to 3. I think his straight line at 4 I guess it's up to 4.5 now. I like it at 4. I think the 4 is very achievable in this spot. That was one of the plays that was popping out in our model there. So yeah, definitely like this look for Kyrie today. Look at all this green. That's just awesome.
The whole thing.
Love that.
Anything else from this game, Jordan?
I'm gonna go with a couple of big guys. Get a little John Collins. I think you talked about that you like his assists, which I also like that. If like his 2 plus assists, which is a good look. And then it's pretty great. We love that.
And you got Walker Kessler's out. He's only missed 1 game this season. That was the last game they played against Phoenix. Collins did have 4 assists in that game. So.
Yep, I like this look for Collins for him to get assists, but the builder I'm going to be running is with him getting 1-3, which he's done in
Okay.
7 out of 10 this year, and he last 2 games that he had against Dallas, he hit 2 and then he hit 3. So really like that look.
On 5 and
then
6 attempts too. That's nice.
Yep. Yeah, he's taking more attempts. Even looking at just so far, the last 2 games that he played, he took 3 attempts and 6 attempts. So I think he's gonna chuck some threes. And even looking at power forwards or centers versus Dallas, they have they're 27th to power forwards in 3 points made and 23rd to centers and threes made. And then on the Mavs side of things,
Yep.
that's why I can't find it. It's because I was on 3-pointers, and Gafford does not take 3-pointers, but
No.
he does pass to people who like to take them. So I'm taking him for 1 assist on the over end 7 out of 11. But if you look at his matchup history against Utah, this year he didn't have any in the last matchup, but the last 2 games last year he had 5 and 5. And centers are dishing versus Utah. They're 25th in assists allowed to centers, and then just looking at the history of centers versus Utah, Plumlee.
Plumlee,
You
Tim.
gotta get Plumlee in there. Love that. No, Tim loves it.
Dude, he had a double-double the
Lopez.
other night, and they didn't give us a single line. I'm still so mad about it. Very
You're
efficient
you're
double-double,
checking for
too.
those
3
lines too,
quarters,
right?
6 of
Like
8
if he's
shooting
playing, you're looking for those
every
lines.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the 1+ assist, dude. 1+ assist, and then if he's starting, give me a double-double all day.
Yep. Yeah,
But
I
doesn't
think
happen.
Tim's gonna end up coming up with like an app or something like that that gives you an alert when there's Mason Plumlee lines available, so you can
Oh,
just
that'd be
smash it.
Dude, Pete, if you're watching, add that as a feature ASAP. I need just a Mason Plumlee tab, and it just gives me his. That would be the greatest thing on earth.
Man, love it. So yeah, just Gafford 1 assist
He doesn't play tonight.
and 1 assist and 1 3 from Collins. I think it was like plus 120 on Bet365.
Okay.
Actually, plus 105. That's what it was. So it's plus money. It's a 1-in-1 play. I like that. And I don't know if I'm looking at really a whole lot else for tonight.
right. I had one we can jump
You
to
know-
real quick. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't mean
go
to cut
for
you
it.
off.
No,
All right,
you're
Keontae
good.
George. Rebounds, kind of weird. Guard rebounds, always a little bit of a weird spot to go to. But it's only 2.5. It is, where is he right there? It's only 2.5. You
Love
could
this.
see he had 5 against Dallas in that game on October 28th. He's playing big minutes. His minutes are up big. You could see averaging 32 minutes a game. If we go to last season and just look at games when he played 30 minutes, him and Markkanen seem to be the guys that are getting a lot of the most consistent minutes. 20 of 29 games last season as a rookie. When he played 30 minutes, he cleared this line, and he was even better at home. 11 of 14 games at home last season, clearing this line. And then just overall, you could see 3 straight at home, even without the minutes filter on there. His last 3 home games, 5 of 7 overall on the season, including, if we knock those 2 out. So more recent success there. So I thought this was a sneaky little play. George over 2.5 rebounds in this game.
Look at him.
This game we're
head-to-head,
definitely
too.
playing. Go ahead.
So look at him head to head too.
Let's
That's the first thing I saw was.
Oh yeah, look at that. I
versus
didn't even look at that
5
one.
and 5 in the last 2.
Yeah, there we go. Ladder him up, baby. Let's go.
Love it.
Yeah, playing very light in this game. Obviously, you got a big spread. You got some uncertainty in the Dallas front court. You got Walker Kessler out on the Jazz side. Jazz are, they covertly, or overtly trying to tank. I don't know which one, but they're definitely in the Cooper Flag hunt. So I don't know. We're taking it easy on this game. Is that it?
Yep.
We'll move on to the main course here.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right,
Well-
let's talk. All right, go ahead, Tim. What was that? Are you saying the NHL was the
Sam.
main course?
That's the main course. This is the
Okay.
appetizer. There's only one
Okay.
game. There's games prior and after, so it's actually even dessert is that. So anyway,
Okay. All right, we got.
I'm excited for this game though.
Yeah, we got an NFC East. This is for first place in the NFC East. Philly has a half-game lead over Washington in the NFC East. Washington is 7-3. They have not had their bye yet. Philly is 7-2. They're playing in Philly. Philly is 3.5. I've seen it go between 3.5 and 4. I think last I checked, it was that Philly was 3.5 point home favorites. Jordan, what are you liking in this one?
Yeah, I like AJ Brown tonight.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so I was looking at his, just looking at on the year, he has cleared his receiving line in 5 out of 6, but in one of those games, he left with an injury in the Jacksonville game. And so,
Yeah.
if you go ahead and filter that one game, he only had played in 49% of
47, yep.
47% of snaps.
Mhm.
So if you just go ahead and filter
Yeah.
that out, he's hitting every single game this year. I even like maybe sprinkling up to 100. But I also
Look at his last 2 games against Washington.
Yeah, pretty
Last
amazing.
season, 130, 175 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like sprinkling him up to that. And also I got his line.
What's
at,
the
I think it
weather?
might be still available.
Oh, sorry.
It's just gonna be cold. That's it. And I did look at that because I'm in Virginia and it's raining and cold here, and I was like, "Ooh, is this what the weather's gonna be like in Philly?"
Yeah.
And it's clear, but it's just cold. And he's a big
Look at the
burly guy, so
receptions.
Yeah.
Look at the
Yeah. He had
whole
8.
season
He had
receptions.
8 and 9 in those 2 games, I think. Yeah, 8 and 9 receptions, 8 and 13 targets. If you go to this season, yeah, I mean,
Look
really
at
got off to.
well, I'm saying look at this game though. Just
Mhm.
the like the game tab for this under receptions for every player, not just him.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
okay. Hmm.
I want to show you something. Yeah, go to that game. And then just receptions. Look at
Okay.
this. Every model thinks like his line's 5.5. He's projected at 4.3. Everything's lower. I was wondering if there was a bit of a discrepancy, or if they know something weather-wise. That was just my only thing because I really wanted to unload on receivers tonight too.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
49.5 point total. So there's going to be some scoring in this game, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems weird. I would
just
not have
curious.
expected to see this this year. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
I-
completions line is 18.5 and 19.5 for both of them, which is pretty low even for I guess actually that's not that low for Jalen Hurts this year. He's been pretty dog shit.
It's not in general. It's not a great. There's not a lot of DVP stuff jumping off the page. Dave and I usually go through and kind of see what are the best matchups here. Not a lot that was popping out there. Receivers against a bit against Washington, and the biggest one, I guess we'll probably get to him in a minute, was rushing against Washington. That was like of all the matchups, that seemed to be the best one on paper, at least. So
Getting back to AJ real quick, I was looking at some players
My bad.
versus Washington. No, you're good. Thanks for pointing that out. That was a really interesting thing to see. Just looking at as far as receiving yards with receivers
There we go.
head to
Yep.
head versus Washington. Pickens 91, Neighbors have 59, but that's with injuries to the offensive line, and the Giants have sucked because of that, much to Tim's chagrin.
Zay Flowers,
Bateman
monster.
71,
Been tough.
Zay Flowers 132. Some good receivers have had monster games versus them. 132 from Zay
Chase.
Flowers, 118 from Chase, 127 from Malik Neighbors when the Giants had a left tackle. Godwin had 83.
Yep.
So some big games. And then the other, I was actually going to play. So I was going to play one unit on him there. I got it earlier this morning at 77.5 at minus 110 on Bet365. Not Bet365, but BetMGM.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good line there. And then I like his receiving long as well. Again, filtering out, if he plays a full complement of snaps, he's cleared that every single game so far this season. And then I got that at, I think it was at over 28.5 on BetMGM minus 110 as well. So I really like that. And even just looking at, players against Washington again, I was just looking at the matchups.
Yeah.
In the history, Pickens 34, Mike Williams 32, Zay Flowers 44. All these, like, some of these big name receivers are really hitting their line against it. Jamar Chase 41, Malik Neighbors 28.
Yeah.
So I really like AJ Brown tonight. I'm playing him for both of those. I honestly think he's gonna, if he cashes one, he's gonna cash the other. So I'm playing them both.
Yeah, I like that. He seems to be the guy. That was my play as well. I just liked his receiving yards over the 80.5. You can get it out on FanDuel. But yeah, you've been crushing these long receptions. I like that. All right, let's get to Tim's favorite, Mr. Barkley.
Man, just got to shit on the Giants all day for this game.
Oh man, look at this
Giants
line,
right now,
dude. Yeah, it does. But I can relate as a Jets fan. 92.5 rushing yards is his line, guys. So are we still, look at Prize Picks, 99.5. DraftKings 95.5. Are we still okay with this? At nearly 100 rushing yards is his straight line. He gets.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Yeah.
No, rushing and receiving, if anything. I have his alt rushing receiving in my sweat-free 69er. But
I think this game's going to be competitive. It's going to be higher scoring. It's at home. I mean, some of these games, the few games that he did go under, this Tampa Bay game was really non-competitive. It was a blowout. Cleveland's just kind of a weird team. And then the Dallas game wasn't really very competitive either. The ones that have been, they have had some non-competitive games here, like the one against the Giants where he ran for 176 yards. But of all the matchups, if there's one to target for me, it was rushing against the Commanders. So that's what put me onto this. I could, the line is high, but at the same time, like, I could see him going for like 150, 120 yards in this game. But I seem to be the only one on that page. So we'll see. What'd you like, Tim? Rush plus receiving?
Yeah, I used his rushing and receiving yards and alt line just to get him to. I think I took it at like 40 or 50. It was like minus 1,200, but I built a sweat free, and to get it to plus 690, I had to add that. So that was it's not really like a straight play by any means. Now I do have something that I want you guys to talk me out of, or tell me if I'm missing something. Head over to the Saquon touchdown snake himself, Jalen Hurts. He is his 1.5 passing touchdowns tonight, which I'm scared because of the receptions now, but his 1.5 is plus money, like plus 130. And he's gone over against Washington specifically. You're in the first half. There you go. Or that's second half.
Yeah.
No, you're good. 4 straight, he's gone 2 or greater. It feels like a spot for a 50-point total. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, a receiving touchdown to Saquon. There's a lot of options. Dallas Goedert's back in the mix. I like him to score tonight. What am I missing here? He's done it against them. It's a high total. Why are we getting plus money? Just because he hasn't done it much?
I would say I think part of this is he hasn't done it much. And then I actually liked him for a different play, but it incorporates his passing touchdowns. I was looking at his passing touchdowns this year along with his rushing touchdowns. So on ESPN Bet, you can get over 1.5 passing plus rushing touchdowns.
Interesting. Ooh, that's nice.
So I actually am playing his pass plus rush yards at 250. And then I'm playing his rushing plus passing touchdowns. Not rushing. It's just like anytime touchdown plus a passing touchdown at over 2, and that comes out to plus money. I think what did it come out to?
Okay.
So I really liked that play. I was just like, hey, dual threat QB. I was kind of looking at Daniels, but I actually really like this. Yeah, so it's 250. It's actually even money. That's what it was. So I really liked that. It's something I'm running for tonight is him to have 250 passing and rushing.
So you get that. You can adjust that pass plus rush line on that. You said that's ESPN.
Yep, you can play it at 2 plus 250.
I want to look at that.
250 plus.
I don't think you can do that on FanDuel.
No, I don't think so.
I think you can alt the passing plus rush yards, but you can't do that. That
the rush plus pass touchdown.
Yeah. So he's done it in every single game this year. At least 2, total touchdowns, except for the game against New Orleans where he had none. And that's when New Orleans was like being.
We thought they were good.
He has 8 rushing touchdowns in the last 5 games too.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Crazy. Nice. I like that. Dave's sending me messages. He's listening. He's listening in and sending us some tips here.
Nice.
He said, look at Saquon Barkley's splits between first half and second half. So it might be a nice live betting opportunity. So it hasn't really gotten there first half, but then second half, he seems to get there. So maybe
he has been starting slow, that's for sure.
Yeah. So maybe if he's down at halftime, that might be a nice live bet opportunity at halftime on Barkley.
Another.
You want me to run
guy?
through okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, we're talking about touchdowns. Another guy that was like interesting, AJ Brown, touchdowns head to head. He's cleared in 3 out of the last 4. In the last 2 games that they played, he had 2 touchdowns in both of those games. So he's only hit in the first 3 games so far this year. I think you're in first half still.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. So 2-2 the last 2 games. I don't know. I'm thinking it might be worth a play, at least maybe throwing it in a parlay with like a Jalen Hurts touchdown or something like that. So I thought that was an interesting look.
Yeah, that's I like that. He seems to get up for these. I mean, this was the game he had 175 receiving yards. This one he had 130. He seems to have the Commander's number here. So, yeah. What are we looking at? Anything else, guys?
I got something I want to talk about.
Okay.
Zach Ertz coming back to Philly.
Ertz, okay.
He's already been back to Philly.
Oh.
Does he care enough for this to be a legit revenge game? He's only faced Philly 1 time since leaving. He had 6 receptions. In the last 5 games, I think he's gone over 4 or greater in 4-5. The only game he did, the Giants shut him down because they're the best team in the NFL. You can get him 3.5 around 120 most places. But if you remember, the last time we had the conversation about a tight end, I liked his 4, and I said I should just go with his 3. It was Jonnu Smith, and he ended with 3. So I'm curious if you guys think I'm going to go with. Oh, is he 2.5?
No, I just lowered that down. No.
Oh, I was like,
I had a feeling that's where you were going. So
yeah. And then look at his touchdown. Look at his anytime touchdown. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying if you think that there's a revenge narrative, maybe they force it to him. That's all.
Yeah, plus 340.
I don't know.
FanDuel.
I'm not going to smack it. Yeah. So if you mix that in with like a Brian Robinson and a Jalen Hurts, or maybe him and Dallas Goedert get a little tight end smack, you can get some big numbers on that.
Was that previous game? Actually, and look, the previous game was away. So this is his first time going back home to Philly. Back in Philly. Yeah. I like it, Tim. I like it even more now. This is super sneaky.
If I'm him.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, if I'm him, fuck you guys. No matter what, I want to score on you. Even if I like you, if I left you on good terms, I still want to score on you.
Yeah, dude.
So I was looking at that earlier just because I spend a lot of time with tight ends, and pause. And that popped up. So I'll be working him into some shit tonight for sure.
Yeah, I love that. And I especially love that this is his return to Philly, where it all happened for him. So
Like maybe we do like a McLaurin 3, him 3, AJ 3, and Devontae 3, the 4
Dave,
threes.
Dave just dropped one here in the chat. Zach Ertz 25 plus receiving yards, Dallas Goedert 25 plus receiving yards, plus 114.
Give me that all day.
Yeah, that feels
All
real.
fucking
That
day.
feels real nice
Yeah.
in this game. Yeah. All right, guys.
That's a team smack right there.
Anything else? Or you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, that's it.
Something
I'm
I
so excited.
just-
I'm gonna go put all my money on the tight ends.
What do you got, Jordan?
Love
Sorry,
that.
go ahead.
I was gonna say something else that I don't know if I'm playing it yet. Just a interesting look was Jalen Hurts' longest pass. I always like these longest, rush pass reception plays. But yeah, just going to him, his pass.
Wow, so
he's hit
consistent. Look at that.
in 5
Dude,
straight.
Look at that.
And then 4 out of the last 6. So I don't, I'm curious. Something else I noticed a trend with was his pass attempts, how they've gone down, over the last few games. It seems like they made a shift since the bye week that they had.
Mhm.
And they were like, hey, let's pass less. And like,
Yeah,
when we
dude.
do pass, so it's kind of, so that literally that spot where you see with Cleveland where he's now under that pass attempts line every single game. And then you
Yeah.
go to his pass long, that's where you see a shift, like it's a complete and total shift.
Dude,
So
look at that,
something I
man.
thought was interesting. I'm like some adjustments and some things they changed over the bye week.
100%. That's a great. That's a great find there. That's totally related to a shift in strategy there.
Yeah,
I love that.
so I think should we lock that one in?
Yeah, dude. I like. Let's see what some other quarterbacks have done. Here, what is he at? 38.5. Any big ones here? Lamar 44, Joe Burrow 41. So not a ton, but he's been getting there. So I wouldn't count on
Yep.
Daniel Jones. Getting over 39. But I just look at this consistent. This consistency is just blowing me away. 45, 45, 46, 44.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, he's due for
He
a
does what he has to do.
45 tonight. I think that's it. So lock it up. Lock of the day. Let's go.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Let's do it.
Nice work today, guys. Slim pickings, but I think we got a couple good ones out there and plenty of hockey to work with. So Tim, thanks for filling in here with the extra NHL today. But we'll be back tomorrow. We got a giant NBA slate. We got the normal Friday football pod, so there'll be a lot to cover tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Enjoy the little breather tonight. Maybe you guys can dabble in some NHL with these slaps that Tim gave out. And,
if you like fun, yep.
All right, thanks, guys. Let's
Definitely
all make some
betting on
money tonight,
Shoffley.
boys. Shoffley, not Xander.
Yeah, yep.
All right, be good, guys.
Nope, wrong one.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.